It's your boy, Ed the Dread, aka Eddie Money Mouth. And you are tuned into the Money Mouth Podcast. Yes, sir. Bow, 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 bow. Yeah. First and foremost, to all the mothers out there, happy Mother's Day. We are starting the week off right with this Money Mouth Monday. And previously, the day prior, we were celebrating mothers. So shout out to my moms. We call her moms. Teresa Hayden, Teresa T. Hayden, Teresa B. Hayden. uh, she funny as hell, and sometimes people think she's from Hater University, but she just keeps it real and ain't never done opposite of that. So shout out, moms, love you. See ya this summer. Bow. Also, shout out Inter Milan. Check this old ass Inter Milan jersey from like 1998, 1999. I know I was smaller than I am now back then, and this is how big I ordered my jersey when I was that size. Crazy, but I believe they're going to the Champions League final in a heated match, which I didn't watch the highlights because I want to watch the whole game against Barcelona. So, see this hair? Shout out to Lamine Yamal. All right, the young baller. He's like 16 or 17, just crushing the scene. 20 plus goals, a whole lot of assists, just killing the game. So, when I grow up, I want to be like you. Oh shit. Well, today we are going to talk about something that I got popping off in my life. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to be in the process of doing what I'm talking about while this is getting released to the world. And then next week we'll get to reconvene and see the finished product. But today we're going to talk about where something that a lot of people nowadays use, you never thought that they would in their life because you used to be just dudes in the city and that had money and or wanted a certain fashion look, and now it's anybody that's got money. You've seen them on Olympic medalists. You've seen it on professional soccer players. You've seen it on professional footballers. See, soccer players, not football players. But grills, baby, yeah, something that rappers have popularized. Um, for the last, I don't know, 3-4 decades. But Ed the Dread is going to become actual Eddie Money Mouth and get rid of this pullout and get some perms in there. You know what I'm saying? So I'm flying to Miami, Maui to Miami to get some perm golds in my mouth. And I'm going to talk about the history of grills because it wasn't just Nelly. It wasn't just Paul Wall that made this happen. I actually got a little caught up in the marketing of grills and actually more in the convenience of being able to get my first pullout. But we'll talk about, the OGs in the game and just regular life type stuff like that. So, before we get started, I'll preface by saying that, you know, be original. It's always been a thing that I've done in my life. Not so much, by fault, more just like I just did shit that I wanted to, and my parents never really like made me conform to anything. So, before I ever had my hair braided by someone, I had braided it myself, and it looked like super crazy and janky and ragged. Before I was able to buy a pair of Jinkos, like we were making Jinkos with duct tape and another pair of pants and putting them in the middle of the other seam. You've seen people wear a whole bunch of shorts, 10, 20 pairs of shorts, did that in like 7th grade. But I was really influenced by Andre 3000, who was a person who just expressed himself freely in the middle of a rap game that was pretty much all gangsters and pimps at the time. So a chip off the old Andre block, and Ed the Dread was expressing himself for a long time. Probably in history, I would say maybe of America, the only face tattooed to wear a dress to school male teacher. So we'll put that out there. You know what I'm saying? And that's how we do. But when it comes down to it, you know what I'm saying? I like to invest my money and time in the OGs, right? So when I wear skate shoes, if you haven't seen the podcast about me being almost named after Vans and me wearing only slip-on checkered Vans for the rest of eternity, then you can check that out. But I only wear Vans, right? It's the first skateboard specific shoe. Um, when it comes to work clothes, I wear Dickies. They may not be the first work clothes, but my dad wore Dickies work clothes, and I got hand me down Dickies work clothes, and I've worn Dickies work clothes ever since. Actually, still have a pair of green Dickies uh, that my dad wore and gave to me, and I still wear doing coconut trimming and when I work on my truck. So, OG shit. So, we're going to talk about the OG of the grill game. And again, it's not one of your favorite rappers. It's not Johnny Dang. It's not Trax NYC. It's not Money Meals. It's not whoever, Billy Badass. It's Eddie Pline, famous Eddie, straight out of Queens, New York. I believe he lived and resided in Brooklyn, right? But where he first had his grills for sale was Queens. So I'm actually going to Miami. And the thing about who I'm visiting or who I am being a customer or a patron of to get my permanent grill done is it's this guy, Famous Eddie's brother. All right. So Famous Eddie lived in Brooklyn. I believe, as the story goes, he was traveling to his, maybe parents' home country or the country he was born in, Suriname, and he chipped a tooth. So when he came back to Brooklyn, he went to dental school to try to fix his tooth. And when he was done his 10 months of, you know, dentistry or whatever, and you're able to work with like acrylic and porcelain and gold, he opted for gold, and he opted also for not a permanent fix. So something that could be removed, you know, and grills were born. I'm pretty sure he started at a flea market and then moved his establishment to Queens. And boom, there it was, a spot where you could get a grill made, um, which I'm going to do. It's a 24-hour process for me, but I'm pretty sure that in the time where he opened his first shop, Famous Eddie also switched to 24-hour turnaround. So, like, you could come in and get your mold, chill in the place, listen to music, shoot dice, shoot pool, whatever the fuck Bamas want to do, play dominoes, maybe hit up some spades, you know what I'm saying? And then get your grill finished by the end of the day. Now, some of my favorite rappers from back in the day were some of the first to wear grills that I can recall. But ultimately, thinking back, Big Daddy Kane is probably the first rapper that I saw with a grill. I'm pretty sure he was rocking pull out, but still, Big Daddy Kane, back in the day of like Five Finger Rings and Flava Flav, Tasto, Big Clock Rocker, he had a grill. But more specifically for me, my favorite MC, hands down from my youth, was Nas, and Nas was a patron of Famous Eddie and the RZA. All right, from Wu Tang Clan. Pretty much the fucking brains in operation. If we form like Voltron, the RZA is the head. He made the beats. He brought all the homies together, and those two MCs had a huge influence on me. So, being able to go and be a customer of the dude who made their grill's brother is just sick for me. Just as a person, one, but also as a musician, as a rap artist, and just a person who's a connoisseur of jewelry and OG shit. So I believe, as the story goes, Eddie got enough business that he was all like, "Yo, brother, Lando, what's the deal? You need to get up in this shit." So he taught his brother, and just as anything goes, when people see someone making money off of it, or just being a successful thing, and they like it and want to try it themselves, you'll have people start to do the same thing. I mean, some people will call it copycat. There could be people who actually completely imitated his style. But if you're the originator of something, there's always going to be people that follow suit if it's something that's successful and people like, and they want it in a different region or whatever the case is. So there ended up being more competition and more people getting into the gold grill making game. So Eddie and his brother both bounced from New York, Queens, and Eddie went to ATL, and Lando is in Miami and has been in Miami since. I believe that Famous Eddie has stopped making grills, maybe retired out of the game. Um, I'm don't quote me on it. I'm not freaking grill expert. Okay, but what I will tell you is, I initially bought this rose gold pullout from Johnny Dang. It's a very easy process. You can literally sit on your phone. Like I'm pretty sure I did it sitting on my phone, like at Baldwin High School in my classroom, right? And I was like on lunch break, like, man, this shit is annoying as fuck. It happens every time when I get annoyed with something, or I just need a change in my life. I'm like, yo, I'm about to buy that thing or do that. I'm gonna get that face tattoo. I'm gonna buy that gold grill. I'm gonna go get that watch that I wanted. I don't know, it's like it's whatever. So I was like, this shit is crazy. I'm gonna just buy this fucking grill. So the process, you go on the website, very simple. You pick out the thing that you want out of a whole lot of shit that they'll do, and then you order it. You can get a mold sent, and they'll send you three. So if you fuck one up, at least if you fuck two up, at least they got one, right? And then in like 3 weeks, you'll be sent this grill, and they'll even like text you that it's on its way with the tracking number, right? What I will say is I called them though with questions about stuff, and the fucking that was not helpful whatsoever. It was like fucking calling a warehouse with 100 people talking on the phone on hotlines and shit. Like the homie just wanted to get me the fuck off the phone, and like you could hear other people in the back handling business. It was like a call center. Um, so with Lando's, I've called him a bunch of times. You know what I'm saying? Uh, I I feel like homie might be fucking annoyed because I called him like 3, 4 times. But initially I had just had questions about the grills, then I had questions about the gold, and I had questions about the price, and then when I wanted one thing, and then I realized, oh shit, you can get rose gold. So then I wanted to switch to rose gold, and then the price was different, and I was like, oh, and now I'm pretty set on just getting 4 rose gold perms and a fucking fully diamond encrusted permit as well. Just fucking it's whatever. So we going. I will say that their customer service was much better on the phone already. So bless y'all for that one. But the OG dog, what the fuck? You can't not check out the OG. And it's like if you fucking aren't like I know not a lot of people just trust AI to do shit for them and everything. But if you like do the research, right? You like go onto their Instagram, and then you like look at the address of the place, and then you like look at that on Google Maps, and then you zoom out and you see fucking, oh wow, it's like right next to the airport. And then you're like, oh, I mean, it's expensive as shit for shit out here on Maui. Like, yo, you want to rent a car and drive around Maui for days? Like, it's like 100 a pop, you know? You could get a car for like $30 a day. It's like it's stupid. But when you actually start looking at the stuff, to make things happen, you realize how feasible it is. So, before I even get the shit done, I'm gonna let you know that if you are thinking of permanent gold grill, I mean, fucking OG in the game, the guy that invented them's brother, right by the Miami International Airport, Lando Golds, baby. So that's your Money Mouth podcast. We will be removing the pullout, going for the full on perm daddy, shaving some teeth down and getting them put in there, real dentistry style. And we'll reconvene next week. So, click like, click subscribe, share if you care. If you're not, don't matter. Still going up there. A hui ho, Kako.